Jennifer Hudson has always been seen as a woman of strength, grace, and resilience. From the moment she first stepped into the spotlight, she carried herself differently. There was a quiet confidence about her, a sense that she had survived things the world did not fully see. That is why, when rumors began circulating about her relationship with rapper and actor Common, fans reacted with mixed emotions: excitement, curiosity, and concern all at once. The internet moved fast, as it always does. One day, it was whispers. The next day, it was headlines asking the same question over and over again. Is Jennifer Hudson dating Common? And if she is she truly happy? The speculation reached a turning point in early August when Jennifer Hudson was approached by TMZ outside Il Pastaio, a restaurant in Beverly Hills, California. Supposed to be a casual moment. No stage lights, no scripted answers. Just Jennifer caught off guard, responding in real time, when asked directly about the rumors linking her romantically to Common. Hudson didn't rush to confirm anything. Instead, she smiled, shrugged slightly, and chose her words carefully. Rumors, she said, can say a lot of things. She didn't deny it. She didn't confirm it either. And that alone was enough to send fans into a frenzy. The reporter tried again, pointing out what many people were already thinking, that Jennifer Hudson and Common looked good together, that they made a cute couple. Jennifer's response was simple, just 2 words: thank you. That moment mattered more than it seemed. Jennifer Hudson is not known for entertaining gossip. She is deliberate, private, guarded. So when she didn't shut the comment down completely, people took notice. To some, that thank you felt like quiet confirmation. To others, it felt like a polite deflection. Either way, the mystery deepened. The questions didn't stop there. The reporter asked whether Jennifer would ever consider collaborating musically with Common. After all, both artists are Chicago natives, deeply rooted in music, culture, and storytelling. Once again, Hudson hesitated. She said it could be dope to see 2 Chicagoans come together, but she stopped short of committing to the idea. That hesitation spoke volumes. Just months earlier, in March, Jennifer Hudson had publicly celebrated Common's 51st birthday. She posted a photo of the 2 of them together, smiling, close, comfortable. His arm appeared to be around her. The caption was warm and personal, praising him as one of Chicago's brightest lights and a hip-hop legend. It wasn't the kind of post you make for just anyone. Common responded by reposting the image on his Instagram story, thanking her. To fans, the exchange felt intimate, familiar, like 2 people who shared more than just professional respect. Then came the photos. In July, Jennifer Hudson and Common were photographed, leaving Nobu in Malibu. No red carpet, no public announcement, just the 2 of them walking side by side. Common held a black jacket, dressed casually in a white hoodie and tan pants. Jennifer wore a cozy pink and purple outfit, sunglasses resting on her head. They looked relaxed, comfortable, like a couple not trying too hard to be seen, but not exactly hiding either by this point. The rumors were no longer rumors. Adding fuel to the fire was their on-screen chemistry. Jennifer Hudson and Common starred together in the action thriller Breathe, directed by Stephen Bristol. In the film, they play husband and wife in a dystopian world where Earth has become uninhabitable due to a lack of oxygen. Forced to live underground, their characters fight to survive alongside their daughter. Life imitating art tour. Art imitating life. When earlier rumors had surfaced in 2022, Jennifer Hudson tried to shut them down during an interview with Entertainment Tonight. She explained that she and Common were simply co-stars. That when people see 2 celebrities having lunch, they rush to create narratives that don't exist. According to her, they were filming together, playing spouses, and naturally, spent time together between scenes. But now things felt different, because this time, the outings didn't stop. The birthday post didn't feel accidental, and the energy surrounding them had changed. Fans began asking a new question, not whether they were together, But whether Jennifer Hudson was truly happy in this relationship? And that question didn't come out of nowhere. It came from history, because Common's romantic past is complicated. And for some of the women who came before Jennifer Hudson, the endings were painful, unexpected, and deeply emotional. And as fans began connecting the dots, one uncomfortable thought started to surface. What if Jennifer Hudson is walking into something she doesn't fully deserve? When Jennifer Hudson first brushed off the dating rumors, many fans accepted her explanation. After all, Hollywood has a long history of co-stars being linked romantically simply because they share screen time. Jennifer herself pointed this out, explaining that people often build stories where none exists. According to her, she and Common had worked together, played husband and wife on screen, and naturally spent time together between takes. Lunches, conversations, shared laughs, these were part of the job. But as time passed, it became harder to separate coincidence from connection. What made this situation different was not just one sighting or one interview, it was the pattern. Jennifer Hudson and Common kept appearing in each other's orbit, quietly but consistently. There were no dramatic announcements, no flashy red carpet debuts, no carefully staged paparazzi moments. Instead, there was a slow unfolding that felt more personal than performative for fans. The timeline began to feel important. Back in 2022, reports surfaced that Jennifer and Common had been spotted together in cities like Philadelphia and Chicago. At the time, Jennifer clarified that they were simply working together. Her explanation made sense. They were filming Breathe, a project that required emotional intimacy and long hours. Relationships, professional or otherwise, naturally deepen. In those environments, still, even then, some fans noticed something subtle. Their interactions didn't feel forced. Their body language looked natural. There was an ease between them that cameras couldn't fake by mid-2023. That ease was no longer limited to film sets. The Malibu sighting at Nobu stood out because it wasn't promotional. They weren't there for a premiere. No press release followed. No interviews explained why they were together. Looked like a normal dinner. Two adults sharing a moment away from the noise of Hollywood. And that's when public perception shifted. People began asking not just if they were dating, but how serious it might be. Jennifer Hudson is not someone who rushes into public relationships. After everything she has been through, both professionally and personally, she has learned the value of privacy. So when she allowed these moments to exist without correction or denial, fans interpreted that silence as intentional. Common, on the other hand, has always been more open in his admiration for Jennifer. Whenever he spoke about her, his words carried respect and warmth. He praised her talent, her heart, her growth not just as an artist, but as a person. He often spoke about her Chicago roots, emphasizing how deeply he admired where she came from and what she represented to many. It sounded sincere, but admiration and compatibility are not always the same thing. As excitement grew around the pairing, a quieter conversation started happening online. Fans began revisiting Common's romantic history, not out of judgment, but out of concern. Because while Common is widely respected as an artist, activist, and actor, his track record and relationships told a more complicated story, a pattern. Some said, Jennifer Hudson, meanwhile, came into this rumored relationship carrying her own history, one marked by love, loss, and survival. She had previously been engaged to former wrestler David Otunga, a relationship that lasted nearly a decade and ended painfully. Court documents, protective orders, and allegations of fear and instability had left a lasting impression on fans, who watched her navigate that chapter with dignity. Because of that, many supporters felt protective of her. They didn't want to see her hurt again. So when rumors emerged suggesting that Jennifer might not be as happy as she appeared, people listened closely. There were no confirmed reports, no official statements, but the whispers were enough to spark debate. Was she truly content? Or was she once again putting on a brave face for the world? In Hollywood, Happiness can be carefully curated. Smiles don't always mean peace. Silence doesn't always mean stability, and Common's past relationships began resurfacing in conversations for a reason. Because for some of the women he once loved, the endings were abrupt, unexpected, painful, and among those stories, one voice stood out more than the rest: Tiffany Haddish. Her name alone shifted the tone of the discussion because Tiffany didn't just walk away quietly. She spoke openly, honestly, emotionally. And what she revealed made people question whether Common, despite his kindness and talent, truly knows how to sustain love long-term. As Jennifer Hudson's name became linked to his, fans couldn't help but wonder, was history repeating itself? Or was this time different? And that question leads directly into the story that changed how many people view Common's romantic legacy. When Tiffany Haddish finally spoke about her relationship with Common, the tone of the conversation around him shifted. Up until that point, many people viewed Common as a thoughtful, emotionally aware artist, someone introspective, poetic, and grounded. But Tiffany's words added depth to the story, and not the kind that could be easily ignored. This was no longer about rumors or speculation. This was about lived experience. In a deeply personal interview, Tiffany Haddish opened up about a chapter of her life that had been shaped by vulnerability, hope, and ultimately, disappointment. She spoke not only about love, but about loss, both emotional and physical. Among the most heartbreaking revelations was her admission that she had suffered multiple miscarriages throughout her life. It was a detail that reframed everything. She said afterward, because it revealed how fragile and exposed she had been during that period. Tiffany described her relationship with Common as one of the healthiest she had ever experienced. She laughed more, she felt seen, she felt supported. In her words, it was loving, joyful, and meaningful. That description alone made what came next feel even heavier. According to Tiffany, the breakup was not mutual. She explained that Common ended the relationship over a phone call. There was no long conversation, no drawn-out closure, just a message that the relationship had run its course. For Tiffany, that moment was devastating not only because the relationship ended, but because of how it ended, she recalled, responding with humor, the kind that often masks pain. She joked that he would end up a 50-year-old single man. But behind the joke was hurt, confusion, a sense of abandonment that felt familiar to her. What made her reflection even more painful was her honesty about her expectations. Tiffany admitted that after being alone for so long, she had grown accustomed to people leaving. She had learned to expect it. Saying that out loud didn't make her weak, it made her human. And for many listeners, it raised an uncomfortable question. If Tiffany Haddish, a woman who described the relationship as healthy and loving, could be left so suddenly, what did that say about Common's approach to commitment? After the interview gained attention, Common responded publicly. He spoke respectfully of Tiffany, praising her character and describing her as one of the most genuine and caring people he had ever known. He said that her authenticity was what made him fall in love with her in the first place. His words were kind, thoughtful, sincere, but they didn't erase the ending. Later, Common offered more context, explaining that the relationship had begun during the pandemic, a time when schedules slowed. Priorities shifted and togetherness came more easily. When the world reopened and work demands returned, the relationship struggled to keep up. According to him, it wasn't a lack of love that caused the breakup. It was a lack of time and energy. The relationship, he said, wasn't being fed. Eventually, he reframed the breakup as mutual, saying both of them agreed it was best to step away romantically in order to preserve respect and care for each other. But by then, the narrative had already taken shape. Because when one person says it wasn't mutual and the other later says it was, that difference matters. For observers, this became a pattern worth examining. Common often spoke about growth after breakups, about learning lessons, about self-reflection. Yet the women involved often described endings that felt sudden or unresolved. And that is why Tiffany Haddish's story became central to the conversation. About Jennifer Hudson, not because Jennifer and Tiffany are the same, not because their relationships were identical, but because the structure felt familiar. A strong, accomplished woman, a deep emotional connection, a period of closeness, then distance. Fans began asking whether Common's relationships tend to thrive in stillness, but struggle in motion. Whether intimacy fades when life gets busy. Whether commitment becomes harder when real-world demands return. And Jennifer Hudson's life is anything but slow. She is a performer, a talk show host, an actress, and a mother. Her schedule is demanding. Her responsibilities are real. If history is any guide, would Common be able to stay present, not just in admiration, but in consistency? That question lingered, and Tiffany Haddish was not the only woman from Common's past whose story added weight to it. Before Tiffany, there were others. Women whose names are etched into both pop culture and Common's personal timeline. Each relationship different, yet somehow echoing the same emotional rhythm. And to understand why fans feel uneasy about Jennifer Hudson's future, we have to look even further back. Because long before the spotlight intensified, there was a love that Common himself described as life-changing, Erykah Badu. And her impact on him still matters today. Erykah Badu, first love, and the pattern that never fully divide. And the pattern that never fully to die ended long before Jennifer Hudson, long before Tiffany Haddish, long before the conversations about commitment, distance. And timing there was Erykah Badu. When Common speaks about Erykah Badu, his tone changes, slows down, softens. There is a reverence there that suggests something deeper than nostalgia. This was not just another relationship in his long list of high-profile romances. This was, by his own admission, his first true love. And first loves leave marks that never fully disappear. Common and Erykah Badu began dating in the early 2000s, a time when both artists were rising, exploring, and discovering who they weren't, just creatively, but emotionally. Erykah opened up a new world for him. He has said that with her, he felt open and weightless, like he was floating through life for the first time. For Common, that relationship represented freedom, vulnerability, a kind of emotional awakening. But it didn't last after about 2 years together. They broke up in 2002. Common was in his late 20s, and the breakup hit him harder than he expected. He later admitted that he struggled deeply afterward. Eating became difficult. Focus slipped. He moved through life in a haze, going through motions rather than living fully. What matters here is not who left whom, but how deeply the loss affected him. Because Common didn't describe that breakup as dramatic or explosive. He didn't blame Erykah. He didn't accuse her of wrongdoing. Instead, he described it as a relationship that simply didn't move forward, stalled. It ended quietly, but painfully. That theme would return again and again. Erykah Badu even appeared as the leading lady in Common's iconic 2000 music video, The Light, immortalizing their love in art. Their bond became part of his public identity. And when it ended, it left him changed. In later interviews, Common admitted that another breakup after Erykah was so emotionally heavy that it pushed him toward therapy. He began confronting patterns in his relationships. Patterns of connection, detachment, and loss. This is important because therapy suggests awareness, growth, the desire to understand oneself better. And many fans credit Common for being emotionally intelligent, reflective and thoughtful precisely because he speaks openly about self-work. But self-awareness does not always translate into lasting change. After Erykah Badu, Common's romantic life continued to intersect with powerful, successful women. Actress Taraji P. Henson, tennis icon Serena Williams, media strategist Angela Rye, each relationship different. Yet each ending before permanence could take root. Take Taraji P. Henson. For example, they began dating in 2005 and stayed together for about 2 years. The relationship was notably private, rarely discussed, almost hidden. When asked years later, Taraji was hesitant to speak about it, brushing off the topic with visible discomfort. That hesitation spoke louder than any headline. Then came Serena Williams. From 2007 to 2010, Common and Serena dated on and off, deliberately keeping their relationship away from public view. When it ended, Common described it as mutual, though he acknowledged that Serena initiated the breakup. He spoke respectfully of her, emphasizing that some exes remain friends, connected by mutual respect rather than daily communication. Once. Again, no drama, no scandal, just distance. But that repetition mattered. Then came Angela Rye. Their relationship brought things into sharper focus. Angela later revealed that one of the central issues between them was future alignment, specifically children. She wanted clarity. He wasn't sure. And when someone says, "I don't know," Angela said, it often means they don't want the same thing, but don't want to hurt you by saying it out loud. That statement resonated with many people because uncertainty, when repeated across relationships, stops looking like coincidence. And this is where Jennifer Hudson enters the app scanner. With new weight. Jennifer is not in a phase of, "I don't know." She has lived through love, trauma, motherhood, and loss. She knows what she wants and, perhaps more importantly, what she will no longer tolerate. So when fans examine Common's history, they are not questioning his character. They are questioning his capacity for long-term emotional consistency. Does he love deeply? Yes. Does he admire passionately? Yes. But does he stay when life becomes demanding, complicated, and unromantic? That remains the unanswered question. And Jennifer Hudson's past makes that question even more urgent. Because before Common, Jennifer survived a relationship that left her fearing for her safety. Court documents, protective orders, and public scrutiny marked the end of her decade-long engagement to David Otunga. That experience changed her, hardened her boundaries, deepened her need for stability.